Hello beautiful people and welcome to my channel. Today's tutorial is on how to sew your front zipper fly. If you're interested in this tutorial, then you need to keep on watching. Please click the subscribe button and now we can begin. So I've cut out my trouser pattern on muslin fabric. I just cut it all the way up to my knee. And then I've gone ahead to sew my dart. Our focus is on the zipper fly. So I've sewn my darts. Now the zipper fly area is where we want to work on. So here it is on my pattern. Please go ahead and watch my trouser pattern tutorial. And my zipper fly is from this red line to that edge right here, and it is measuring 1.75 inches. So whatever I have around this zipper fly area, I've gone ahead to, replicate it on the muslin fabric. So that's what we can see right here. I've replicated it on the muslin fabric like so. Now, when drafting the zipper fly on my pattern, I just followed my crotch curve all the way to my hip. So that is what I did, and that is what I've replicated on the muslin. Now, I don't want my zip to be that long because that will be about 7 inches. So just about where the curve of the crotch starts, that's where I want my zip to end. So right here is where I want my zip to end, just where the curve of the crotch, begins. That's where I want my zip to end. Can you see that? That line there. So it is measuring about 5.75 inches, inclusive of seam allowance at the top. So guys, what I'm going to do now is go ahead and stitch from this point right here up to where I want my zip to end. So I'll go ahead and stitch like so. After stitching, guys, this is what we have. So I just followed my crotch curve and stitched all the way to where I want my zip to end. So what I'm going to do next now is to shapen out the zipper fly. So I'll just come right here and shapen it out like so. So you want to do this so that your crotch can sit well on your body. So just go ahead and curve it out such that you will get your, seam allowance around your crotch area back. So can you see what I'm doing? So just go ahead and follow this process, especially if your zipper fly was cut together with your trouser pattern. So what I'm going to do now is go ahead and cut this out like this. So watch carefully, watch the process, guys. So I'll just go ahead and cut this out. This is the simplest way to, sew a zipper fly. I'll go ahead and trim some more because we want that crotch seam allowance to be okay, which is about 0.5 inches. So after trimming, this is what it looks like, guys. Can you see that? So you need to do something like this, especially if your zipper fly was cut together with your trouser pattern. So what I'm going to do now is flip it like this. The zipper fly allowance was 1.75 inches. I want to fold it like this. Fold it by the 1.75 inch allowance. Remember, I've marked it out on the fabric. So I'll fold the two of them like this and then go ahead and press it down because we want it to lay flat to make the next process easier for us. So I'll go ahead and press this down. So after pressing, this is what it looks like. You can see how neat it is. So just go ahead and press it down. And what we want to do now is to, fix our zip. Can you see the zipper stopper on this zip? That's that shiny silver thing there. We want to place it very, very close to this point here, just where that opening ends. So I'll just use my chalk to mark that point so we can see what I am talking about. So I'll just go ahead and mark it. And then that zipper stopper, that's that silver thing there, I'll place it very, very close to that mark that we have made. Just place it close to it. So that's what you want to do with the right side of your zip facing down, not facing you. Now the teeth of the zip, we want to place it very, very close to that fold. So I'm going to flip it like this. Now before I go ahead and sew this, I'm going to check to ensure that that stopper is at that mark and then the teeth of the zip is at this folded part here, with the right side of the zip facing down. So, and then I'll go ahead and stitch all the way like so. So that's what I'm doing now. I'll just go ahead and stitch like that. So I'm using a zipper foot to stitch so that I can actually sew this zip on very, very well. So for zips, I usually use a zipper foot. I use a different color of thread so you can see what I'm doing. So this is the part that I stitched. What I'm going to do now is just flip my zipper like this. And then I'll be top stitching very, very close like so. I want my zip to lay flat, so I'll go ahead and top stitch like this all the way down. I'll take this to my sewing machine now and top stitch like I explained. I'll be top stitching right next to the teeth of the zip. That's the opening of the zip. Just go ahead and top stitch very close to it, and I'm using a zipper foot for this. It will help my work much more easier and faster. So I've top stitched straight down to the end of the zip, and this is what it looks like. Can you see that? Can you see how neat it looks? So here is the wrong side. This is how the wrong side of that part we have stitched. That's how it looks. So after this now, I'll flip this trouser leg like so. Ensure that the crotch is aligned like this, and this part of the trouser, that's the folded part here of that zipper fly area, matches. It is edge to edge, very, very important. And I'll go ahead and pin it down. Pinning it down will help the next process that we are going to do easier for us. So I'll just go ahead and pin that down. And then I'll open the trouser leg back up. So I'll just open it like this. So you guys should just follow what I'm doing. So once this is opened, I will now move this leg, this trouser leg like so, to the other side, because we want to stitch on the other zipper fly. So our trouser leg will be on one side, our zipper fly will be on the other side. So this part of the zipper fly that we have stitched part of the zip to, I just flip it to this side, and then we are going to stitch this zipper on this zipper fly. So the pinning down that we did earlier will make this part easier. It will not allow our zip to move anyhow. So I'll just take this to my sewing machine now and stitch right from the top all the way to the bottom. So holding it down with those pins, just ensure that my zip does not move anyhow. So I'll take this to my sewing machine. With my zipper foot, I'll go ahead and stitch this zip down. For most of this process, I just used a zipper foot, so you actually need to invest in one if you don't have one. So after stitching, this is what we have. So we only stitched on the zipper fly, not on anywhere else, and I made sure to stitch all the way to the end. So this is what our zip looks like. I'll just flip it to the other side, remove the pins, and show you how the zip looks. So this is what we have, guys, and the folded part is actually aligning very, very well, and that is what we want. Can you see that? I've just gone ahead to open it up for you guys to see. This is what we have right here, and the next thing we are going to do is to create that zipper fly look. Now, if you remember, my zipper fly allowance was 1.75 inches. So from the folded edge of this part of the trouser, I measured 1.25 inches. I'm going to show you guys what I did. Even though my zipper fly allowance was 1.75 inches, sorry. So I measured 1.25 inches from the folded edge on this part of the trouser and marked it all the way down. But as I was getting to where my zipper ended, I started creating a curve. So where my zip ended is where this curve will end. So as I was getting close, I started creating a curve like so. So can you see what I did? So I'll take that to my machine now. That curve that I marked out on this side of the trouser, I'm stitching it right now to give us that, zipper fly look that we normally see on trousers. So I stitch following the curve, and then I follow it up to where our zip ended. So that's where we want to stitch to. Just make sure that you don't stitch on the other side of your trouser. You need to only stitch on this part of the trouser that we are currently stitching on. So guys, after stitching, this is what it looks like. So this is what this part of the trouser looks like. So this part of the zipper fly that we top stitched earlier, I want the zip to lay very flat. So I'll be stitching again on just the edge of the zip to the zipper fly. I'll just stitch right at the edge there so that it can lay flat. So I'll take this to my sewing machine, stitch just from top to bottom so that that part of the zip, can lay flat. So that's what I'm going to do now. I'll go ahead and stitch all the way down just so that the zip can lay flat at that point. So this is what it looks like. This is what we have, and we are done with our zip. So guys, I hope this tutorial was helpful to you. Please give this video a thumbs up, like and share our video, subscribe to our channel. I'm not going to cut off the excess part of this zipper until I'm ready to attach a waistband to this, so I don't mistakenly remove what is closing the zip. So guys, this is what the wrong side of this front trouser looks like. So what I want to mention is, before you go ahead and stitch your zip, you can overlock the zipper fly and overlock the crotch area as well. So you can go ahead and do that. Do it on both sides before you go ahead and fix your zip. So that's what I wanted to mention. And another option is for you to just conceal the raw edge with a bias tape. And if you want to do that, just place the raw edge of the zipper fly area, place it in the middle of your bias as if you are sandwiching that part like so. Fold your bias like this and go ahead and stitch. You want to do this before you fix your zipper. And if you're using a bias tape, you only want to do this for the zipper fly area. Do not go ahead and do this for the crotch area, so it doesn't make that crotch area bulky. So you can use a bias tape for the zipper fly area, just around where the zip will stop, and then use your overlock stitch to overlock the crotch area like so that that part is not bulky. So guys, that's it for this zipper fly tutorial. I hope this tutorial was helpful to you. Please remember to like this video. Remember to subscribe to our channel for more videos like this. Thank you for watching. I hope this video was actually really helpful to you. Thank you for watching, and I'm going to see you guys in my next video.